Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. I'm Ron Mackenzie Lafergie. The Flash is one heck of a tough adversary, particularly given the way his powers have been presented in the comics. By that I mean incredibly inconsistently. Plus, Flash's speed is frankly kind of overpowered. A lot of people could potentially beat him, but he'd just be too freaking fast for them. However, there are a number of heroes who could likely take him on, regardless of the extent of his powers. So get ready, here are the top 10 heroes who can defeat the Flash. Number 10. Batman. There we go. Here's one that fewer people will complain about, just cause at least I'll have the Batman fanboys and girls on my side. And let's be real, there's a pretty good chance that Bruce Wayne could take care of the Flash. Whether it's with a cunning trap or a tricky gadget, or more likely a combination of both, he could probably find a way to deal with him. We even saw proof of this in JLA Tower of Babel when Ra's al Ghul stole Batman's contingency plans and used them to take out the Justice League, including the Flash. Granted, it would be hard to hit him with the Vibra bullet in the first place, but I'm sure Bats could find a way. I mean, if I were to bet on the fight, my money would still be on the Flash, but this is heroes who can defeat the Flash, not heroes who always will defeat the Flash. And you know, keep that in mind for the rest of the points too. Or ignore this and complain in the comments, whichever. Number 9. Wonder Woman. I know it might seem like I'm just fanboying because of the new movie, but Wonder Woman could definitely take on the Flash with the new powers she's gained in the New 52. With the speed of Hermes, she could be able to keep up with the Flash in combat, and her increased strength, toughness, and all her lovely toys would definitely help her out a lot. One punch from her and the Flash would likely be nursing a wicked headache. Or, you know, he'd be dead. Number 8. Superman. This is probably a pretty obvious answer since Superman is often put up against the Flash in races. If you want to take on the Flash, you need to be able to at least somewhat keep up with his speed. And while Superman is generally seen as slower than the Flash, he can definitely hold his own. Add to that the fact that Superman has about a million other powers and could explode Flash with a single punch, it's pretty clear that Superman could take him down. Number 7. Martian Manhunter. Okay, this one probably doesn't come as a surprise. Martian Manhunter could beat the Flash in any number of ways. He's just crazy powerful. While the Flash is definitely faster, John Jones has a variety of Martian abilities that would give him a huge advantage over the speedster. He could make himself intangible to avoid being hit, and uses incredibly powerful telepathy to make Flash bend to his will. Not that he would want to, but if he did, he probably could. As with most people on this list, I'm not saying Flash couldn't win. With his speed, pretty much anything is possible, but it looks pretty good for John. Number 6. Sentry. While Flash would certainly have the speed advantage over Sentry, Sentry is one fast dude, having traveled vast distances in just a short time. To add to this, even if Sentry had a hard time catching Flash, Flash would kind of have his work cut out for him in actually hurting Sentry, so even if it took a while for Sentry to do damage, if he did land a hit, the power of a million exploding suns would probably give Flash slightly more than a flesh wound. I suppose it's arguable that Flash could take his speed away and turn him into a statue, but I'm not sure he'd have the time. Number 5. Sorcerer Supreme Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange isn't often seen as a particularly speedy hero, but his powers allow him to achieve incredible speeds due to his ability to enter the astral plane. Not only that, Strange can even manipulate time and could stop Flash right in his tracks if he wanted to. I mean, there are any number of spells he could use that would likely be enough to stop the Flash, but when you have just one spell that pretty much nullifies the Flash's only power of, you know, moving quickly, you know the fight would likely be pretty one-sided. And hey, if Doctor Strange could take on the Flash, you know who else probably could? Number 4. Dr. Fate. That's right, it's the DC version of Doctor Strange. While his powers aren't the same as Strange's, they're pretty similar, and Fate's powers would likely be more than enough to stop the Flash. The only real chance the Flash would have would be to strike before Fate can come up with anything, but the Helm of Nabu would probably protect him well enough while he launched a spell. This point isn't really that different from Doctor Strange, but I just know that if I included just Doctor Strange, you guys would think I'm favoring Marvel or something. So there you go. They're both here. Well, bam. Number 3. Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer is crazy fast, able to move faster than the speed of light when traveling. Add to this the fact that he's resistant to energy absorption, and it'd be difficult for Flash to steal his speed. This brings it to one-on-one combat, and while it's possible that Flash could move faster, the power differential between him and Silver Surfer would just be too great. I'm not sure even an infinite mass punch would have much effect against Surfer's skin. Meanwhile, I know that Silver Surfer could take a big old chunk out of the Flash. Number 2. Dr. Manhattan. Yeah, I'm starting to get a bit desperate for points that people won't argue over, because I know that with pretty much every opponent, there's an argument that Flash could win. But I think Dr. Manhattan is among the safer bets on this list. Dr. Manhattan can do pretty much anything, experiencing everything simultaneously. Considering speed is distance over time, if I remember grade 9 physics correctly, Flash's speed would be pretty much negated if Manhattan is able to perceive him in all his states. Plus, Manhattan's basically a god, especially considering just how much he's been meddling in the DC universe of late. And I think above most other DC characters, Dr. Manhattan would wipe the floor with the Flash. Number 1. Another Flash! That's right, I have no morals. Given how difficult it is to defeat the Flash without the Speed Force, who would be better to beat him than another speedster? That's certainly the way the comics went about it. Throw another Flash at him and the two will be on a relatively even playing field, barring the individual differences between the different Flashes. I'm not going to get into which one is the best because it's been discussed pretty thoroughly on this channel. But if you're looking to defeat the Flash, finding another one would be a pretty good bet. That's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please smack that delicious thumbs up button and subscribe to Top 10 Nerd for more videos. Let me know if you can think of anyone else who would beat him. It's hard since his speed is just so damn OP. Until next time, I'm Ron McKenzie LaFergie with Top 10 Nerd. Later, nerds.